Okay, let's dive in. Today we're looking at something that feels like the future of local AI right here on your desktop.
We are. We're breaking down the setup for the Hunyuan 3D 2.1 Windows Portable Pack, and the source here is the official GitHub documentation.
And this deep dive, it really answers a huge question for you, the creator.
It does. The question is, how can you possibly run a heavy-duty text-to-3D model locally on a normal Windows machine without, needing some $1,000 data center GPU?
Exactly. And that's the mission here. This package is all about bypassing that need for specialized hardware. It's a local pathway to 3D creation.
It really is. What's so interesting is that this is essentially a self-contained installer. It's for the Gradio web app version of Hunyuan 3D.
But the real magic, the breakthrough, is an optimization called MMGP.
That's the one. It was developed by Meep, and it's the core of why this works.
So what is it actually doing? I mean, how does MMGP make this possible?
Well, it's basically a memory trick. VRAM, that super fast memory on your graphics card, is always the bottleneck. MMGP lets the model cleverly swap some of that VRAM usage for your general system RAM.
Which is much slower, but you have a lot more of it.
Exactly. And that's what lets it run on a regular consumer-grade GPU.
So when you run this locally, what do you actually get? What are the outputs?
You get two main things. First is the 3D geometry, the mesh or shape. Some people call it the white model.
And the requirements for that are pretty low.
Yeah, that part only needs about 3 gigs of VRAM. The second part is texture generation.
Ah, and that's where the requirements jump up.
Right. For that, you're going to need at least 6 gigs of VRAM, and that's with the 2.0 model running maximum optimization.
So let's unpack the hardware specifics, because there's a really interesting trade-off here.
There is, and it kind of flips the usual script. You need an NVIDIA GPU, of course, but the docs are very clear about system RAM. You need at least 24 gigabytes.
Wait, so they're prioritizing just regular old RAM over having the absolute latest graphics card. Why so much?
It all comes down to model offloading. The less VRAM your GPU has, the more the model needs to spill over, so to speak, into that system RAM.
So that 24 gigs is your safety net. It compensates for maybe only having 6 or 8 gigs of VRAM.
That's the key trade-off you need to understand.
Okay, and for anyone trying to install this, there are two classic Windows setup hurdles you have to clear.
Yes. The first one is the max path limit. A real headache.
Such a classic Windows issue. The file path can't be more than 260 characters.
So you have to extract the whole package to a really shallow directory, something like CAIHY3D2. If you don't, it will just fail.
And the second must-do step.
You have to enable developer mode in your Windows settings. This turns on a feature called symbolic links, or symlinks.
And why is that so non-negotiable?
Because it lets the program create smart shortcuts to files. This stops the Hugging Face hub from downloading repeated massive model files over and over again, which would just eat up your storage for no reason.
Good to know. And contextually, this whole 3D process, it actually starts with the 2D model, doesn't it?
It does. Under the hood, it's using the Hunyuan text-to-image model to get started. The package gives you a few options, the optimized 2.0 and 2.1 versions and a vanilla version.
And that vanilla one is faster, but there's a catch.
A big one.
Yeah.
It's faster because it doesn't use those MMGP optimizations,
Yeah.
which means it requires way more VRAM. So it's a trade-off between speed and memory.
So when you boil it all down, this portable package is really lowering the barrier to entry for 3D AI on Windows. It's all about that clever balance between VRAM and system RAM.
Absolutely. The integration of optimizations like MMGP completely shifts the question you should be asking.
Yeah.
It's no longer, can I afford the specialized hardware to do 3D AI?
So the new question is,
The question now is, how quickly will 3D asset generation become a standard tool for anyone with just a mid-range PC? That democratization, that's the real story for you to watch.